good players steal from others. Let me tell you how.
You cannot feel this energy.
No, I am not talking about stealing equipment or actually stealing things in their bag or their bats or their lockers or anything like that. What I'm talking about is information. Maybe you're a player that's trying to get to that high school level or that college level. Certainly players that are trying to get to pro ball. Getting with other players that have been there, that are doing it, that do something better than you. You need to gather that information from them, in addition to the information you're getting from your coaches. But really, it's about getting it from the player, because the player knows how to apply it. Now, what we're going to do is cut away to an interview, a podcast interview I did with Jeff Hogan, who we worked in college together and on many other projects. And he actually talks about how good coaches will steal from other coaches because they know how to apply the information and kind of make it their own. Now, I want you to stick around to the end, because players, whether you're trying to get to high school, college, or pro ball, need to know how to apply this same technique to other players. So I'm going to tell you how to do it at your home field and give you some really good takeaways that'll help you move up that ladder and get to that next level. Right now, let's check out that interview with Coach Hogan and I.
You steal from the coaches and the mentors and the people that trained you. You steal, you pick their brain.
As much as you can.
You take everything that they have, because you already know what you know. Yeah. So there's no need for me to go tell Fred Hatfield what I know about baseball. I'm sucking the knowledge out of him.
100%.
And so I fully believe that all good coaches are thieves, and that they steal everything they can knowledge-wise from everybody they work with. And then you save it and you come up with your philosophy, what works for you. And what works for you might not work for everybody else. You have to know your personality. You have to know how you deal with kids. So I can't emulate Hugh Durham,
right,
or Fred Hatfield.
Right.
I steal what they got, and then I have to be myself.
Amazing, right? It is one of those things when younger players, now not Little League players, because Little League players will do it all the time. I don't want to say they don't know any better, but they're chatty, and when somebody does something good, they'll immediately ask, how'd you do that? I'm talking about those high school players, and sometimes getting to those college players. Those players are so... they're so afraid of asking another player how they did things. They're terrified of, it's like trying to ask the pretty girl to the dance kind of thing. You just kind of get terrified, and you build up your courage, and then you don't do it. You don't ask them. I'm going to give you a piece of advice right here. You ready? Here it is. Get over yourselves. Get over yourself. You got to go talk to these people and get the application of the mechanics and how that player applies it, and it will more than likely help you. Will it be exactly? No. That player, his body is different. Their speed is different. Their height is different. Everything's different, but you'll likely pick something up. Here's a good example. Let's say you're a shortstop, okay? You're a shortstop. Now, if you're an outfielder, apply it to outfielding, catching, pitching, hitting, whatever it is. But you're a shortstop, and you've got this other shortstop that's maybe a year ahead of you, and his crossover step, getting to the ball in the hole, getting to that backside ball, is absolutely amazing. And he knows the same information about the crossover step that you know. All the mechanics are the same, but he can do it better. He can just do it better. So instead of just watching him outplay you, go take ground balls with him and ask him, well, I do the same things that you do in your crossover step. Why is yours so much better than mine? And you'll end up picking up something. This is a great example. Well, now you're talking to the player that does it well, let's say. Well, what I do is when I'm taking my prep steps, when I'm approaching before the ball is delivered, instead of my toes pointing exactly forward, I point them slightly in so I feel the weight on the ball, the inner ball of my foot, and my big toe, so that I can use my off foot strong on my ball of my foot on my toe to get a good push off, so that crossover step is more violent or longer or faster. Well, you would have never have known that. And maybe the coach didn't even know that. That's just the way that he applies it. And the same can be said for outfielders. They have little nuances that they use to apply to make their defense better. Hitters, same thing. Pitchers, same. All of them, same thing. So I want your big takeaway is, first, get over yourself. You got to go talk to these people. You're going to pick something up on taking the mechanics and how they apply it that you'll be able to use within your game to improve. If you want more awesome information like this, make sure that you check out the podcast I did with Coach Hogan. On that podcast, we talked about his experience as a two-sport All-American athlete in college, his expectations as a high school coach, as a college coach, and a pro ball coach, and how he prepared guys at all levels to achieve at the highest level they could possible, including several big leaguers. And as a bonus, if you have a question, drop it in the comments section of that podcast. Because on my second interview with Coach Hogan, that's right, we interview all our folks 2 times, I devote the second interview to the questions that you drop in that comment section. One last thing. Did you know that I wrote a book? That's right. BASS. BASS. Barrel Accuracy and Swing Strength, the Path to Elite Level Hitting. And this book will teach you the 2 things that all successful hitters do. They hit it on the barrel and they hit it hard. I put a link in the description below that'll take you to the website where you can get a free preview to my new book and place your order. So make sure you check that out, and maybe one day you'll make one of our highlight reels. We'll see you on the field.
You cannot feel this energy.